Hey everyone, welcome to the Panic Button podcast. I'm Nina. Today we're reacting to Dylan Mulvaney. He has a new podcast out. We're going to watch his little intro ditty first. So let's go into that.
In your car, in the shower, on a walk through the Dylan hour, feeling sweet, feeling sour. I feel nothing. The Dylan hour. My couch is open, it's better than therapy. All you soccer moms, all you theys and thems, all you bottom boys, my bisexual femmes. Come one and all, disassociate with me. It's free. Grab a drink, or two or three. You have no friends. All good, you got me. It's the Dylan Hour. Love ya.
Wow. Okay, so there's a lot of things to cover here. I know it's just a introductory song, but there is a lot to cover. First of all, seeing this, Dylan kind of reminds me of Kermit the Frog. Now, why do I say this? Because when Dylan moves his face and bounces around and he's very mouthy. His mouth takes up the whole camera frame. He reminds me of Kermit the Frog, like someone has their hand up his tuchus and is bop, 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 bop. That's kind of how it sounds, how it seems, how it looks. So there was that. Also, he's not that girl. He's not that girl. I don't know if you've ever heard of the show That Girl. It's a show from, I believe, the 70s. And if you listen to the theme song, I'm not going to play it here because it'll probably get copywritten, but you will notice a very similar sound to Dylan Mulvaney's theme song. It's pretty much a complete ripoff. Also, the text for his show is very much like Bewitched. It seems like he's going for a I Dream of Jeannie, Bewitched, That Girl, Mary Tyler Moore, Audrey Hepburn Breakfast at Tiffany's kind of look. Who could turn the world on with her smile? Very much like that. It seems like he wants people on who are in the LGBTQ. I don't know if he's going to be interviewing other people aside from that. I know he interviewed his father. But it seems like more of an LGBTQ kind of podcast. And also a little deranged. Now, I say that because in his song, he said, I feel nothing. Almost like a sociopath or a psychopath. Pretty much stating in his song that he's a little deranged. You know, come and dissociate with me. If you're crazy like me, then come on my podcast and we'll be crazy together. So I'm seeing a pattern. And it's a little deranged, but we'll continue on.
In the psychic, I go first. She looks at me. She reads my palm. She goes, you're single because you have a demon that comes and has sex with you every night. And that's why you're so tired when you wake up. And that demon is getting in the way of any relationship that you could have outside of you and that demon, that sex demon. And in that moment, I'm looking at her. Mind you, I have 27 minutes left of the conversation with her.
You know what? Maybe she's right.
What?
Maybe you do have a sex demon.
Have you ever noticed how a lot of people within the LGBTQ, especially trans, kind of gravitate towards a more astrological, Looney Tunes kind of beliefs? Like they're very into astrology and psychics and mediums and tarot cards. It's like that is their way of figuring out the world. But it's not going to help them in the long run if you think about it, because like Dylan's single, apparently, from this short. And instead of, looking within himself to try to figure out why am I single, he would rather go to a psychic to find out why he's single. And instead of figuring out what's wrong with him and maybe why he's keeping men away or why men are gravitating towards him, it's a sex demon. That's what he'd rather believe in. It's not Dylan who's keeping himself single, it's the sex demon. That's a very easy way to get out of taking any responsibility for why you're single and you don't want to be single, but in the end, it's not going to help you get a boyfriend or whatever he is looking for. I mean, what's he going to do next? Pull out some candles, put it, next to his bed when he falls asleep and try to pray the sex sleep demon away? That's not really going to help him find a boyfriend or a partner. I understand why white women gravitate towards this. When I was younger, in my 20s, I did gravitate towards this stuff a lot. But I didn't have YouTube. I didn't have any therapist at the time who kind of guide me in the right direction. So I didn't know I was supposed to look inward towards myself in order to figure out what was wrong with me or why I wasn't moving forward with relationships or with career. Instead, I went towards the easiest thing, which was to pay a psychic to tell me what was wrong with me or, what my future held. And that gave me hope, but it didn't really push me forward. So why white women and the LGBTQ people gravitate more towards the astrological tarot card psychic belief system is because it allows them to be filled with hope without having to self-reflect and do any work within themselves in order to better their lives. It's much more difficult to look within and be more aware of what's wrong with you and what to change than it is to read your horoscope or go to a psychic.
Well, I woke up really tired this morning.
That's because you didn't sleep, though.
Well,
Or?
but what if that... What if?
What if?
But here's the thing, I at least would want to know. And then Toby, our friend Toby, was like, oh, you're like Lily Depp in Nosferatu. And I was like, oh, do I look like her? Or is it because I look like Lily Rose Depp? He was like, no, it's because you're getting fucked in the night by a demon. So I'm a little nervous about that. Would you want a sex demon? Be honest.
No.
Why not?
I don't want to have sex with a demon. Well,
fair.
I don't know.
I'll take whatever I can
wouldn't
get.
want to have unconsensual sex with a demon every night.
I want to know.
If I'm going to have sex with a demon, I want to be... That's a choice I've made.
I do feel a little dumber having watched that, but I do it for you. You see Dylan Mulvaney, he's going to psychics. It's a thing. So I'm not surprised that the delusional people are going towards delusional beliefs. I'm more surprised that they're not really going towards Christianity because that's very... it's a little out there if you think about it, like the virgin birth and... rising from the dead, being the Son of God, turning water into wine, the burning bush. There's a lot of abnormal things going on there that aren't based in reality, but are in this belief system. I can see being just as wild as astrology and all that stuff. So surprised they don't lean more towards Christianity, but I'm also not surprised because Christianity is also very anti-lesbian, gay, trans. So they have to go towards a belief system that is just as crazy but accepts them, and I guess this would be it. So let's go into the next clip that I was watching here.
This is kind of coconutty.
It is.
I think I like it. Oh, coconut donuts. Now I'm thinking about church. Oh.
What?
So,
what? Explain that to me.
now that's...
What? Oh, we're having a conversation. Cake tastes good. Coconut, coconut donuts. Coconut donuts make me think of when I went to church. Oh, and I was singing in church. If you don't have ADD, I can understand how he would be absolutely impossible to follow.
That's what I said. I said at the beginning of the episode, I said the ADHD is a little crazy.
It all depends on how you work with ADHD. I don't have ADHD. I was never a hyperactive kid, but I always had attention deficit disorder. Since I was in second grade, I had to have special classes. It's a learning disability, but people kind of use it as a crutch or an excuse for their crazy. I'm not surprised that that's why Dylan kind of bounces around from thing to thing. He did a book, he did a Broadway show, he was on The Price is Right, he did a musical. He's now doing a podcast. He bounces around from thing to thing. I think the only thing that he's really dug into and focused on is his transition, for lack of a better word. But let's go on to the last one.
Grab your drink, Dad.
Oh.
This is a virgin white Russian.
It's
Or-
also known as milk.
I think this is going to be a very hot take, but I love milk. I like drinking milk, but I only like drinking milk with ice.
Oh, me too. I wonder what that's...
Is that where we've come to? That hot takes are I like milk. What I see a lot of these guys do is they'll say, ooh, hot take. Like there's something really spicy that I'm going to tell you guys about. And you ready? I like milk with ice. Well, you just let me down. You got my hopes up and then you let me down. Like, guys, I have a hot take for you. You ready? I pee. Yeah, you heard it. I pee. They hype themselves up with words and phrases, but what comes out is very like an erection that just went soft.
Oh, me too. I wonder what that's... You must have gotten that one from me.
It's also amazing because we have a snack. So
I'm
these
known
are
for my cookies.
my dad's cookies.
I am famous for those in San Diego. They call me the Cookie Man.
Yeah, they do.
And I call them either crack cookies or, let's see, this kitchen sink.
How many do you make a week?
About 500. And I'm basically addicted to
If this is what his podcast is going to be like for the duration of however long he's going to have his podcast for, he's going to bore a lot of people to tears. You got to have something spicy to talk about. Cookies, milk, not really that spicy. You went to a psychic about a sex demon. Okay, that's something. Oh, yeah, and coconut cake donuts and church. Oh, not really the most entertaining. I would have expected a little bit more from him. You know, it is what it is. But I will give you a hot take. And my hot take is that I don't think Dylan is a bad person. Now, I say this because he's never given me any reason to suspect that he would be a violent, nasty, cruel individual. Now, does he say stuff that's absolutely retarded? Yes. Does he say stuff and push for things like children transitioning that is abhorrent? Yes. But a lot of people do, and I don't think all those people are bad people. I think they're just in the cult and they have their cult mentality. So I don't think he's really a bad person. I think he's vain. That's what I think. I think he's just vain. A little up his own tuchus. That's the world we live in nowadays. There's a lot of people out there like that, and there's a lot of people out there who are not like that. And it's just about getting to know you, getting to know all about you. Dylan's getting in my head. Might I say that his fucking theme song got stuck in my head for the past 2 days. And then I went to go listen to that girl's theme song, and I'm like, that's why. It's not Dylan giving me the earworm. It is that girl's theme song that was giving me the earworm. And it's because when I was a little kid, I used to watch it all the time, like Mary Tyler Moore, I Dream of Jeannie, Bewitched, Dick Van Dyke Show, I Love Lucy, so on. Their theme songs were very, very earwormy. They get stuck in your head. Aside from MASH and Taxi, I never liked those theme songs. They were always so depressing. I always had to change it because I'm like, you're really putting me in a downer mood to watch this show that's supposed to be funny. Come on. I mean, no, it was the 70s. I know it was the 70s, and they had this, kind of theme songs. It was the style of music back then, but still, it was such a bummer. I wish they would have changed that. Probably would have watched MASH. Taxi was good, though. Theme song sucked. But anyway, hope you liked this video. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell. Comment below. Let me know if there's anything you want me to react to. Put it in the comments. And, join our memberships and have a good day. Peace.